When it comes to beating graveyards, Mill is just on top. There's no other deck that can annihilate graveyard decks better than Mill can. I don't want to hear from nobody. In modern, anti-graveyard tech is Mill's #1 game. It's what we're feeding into, right? It comes with the territory of playing the deck. Now, when it comes to the modern metagame itself, the one graveyard deck that really gives us trouble these days is Living End, because it's turned into a cascade style strategy that can act at instant speed, have force negation as backup. But these days, when you have enough tools, it can get not too bad, actually. When, Surgical Extraction's main board, you have Crypt Incursions, sometimes one main, one side, or usually 2 copies across the 75. And, with cards like Ensnaring Bridge in the main board, if you're trying to beat the Murktide decks or anything bigger, it can incidentally hit those decks. And when you have access to all of these across your 75, things don't seem too bad. Things get kind of cheesy, let's say. Enjoy the games. Modern is love, modern is life, especially when you got a hand like this. Now, not bad. We have a lot of action off the top, but the 4 lands, the 4 lands is never great. So you always throw out the Hedron first. And, it's the first game of the league. It's the first game of the league. Let's see what we can do. We're doing a lot of things with our list today, and I'm hoping that we're playing some Death Shadow. I'm hoping that these things that we're doing can pan out. So it's either Death Shadow or Thing. Oh, it might be Thing. Living End. I was gonna say it's either Death Shadow or Thing. It might be Thing. Let's see here. We do have 3 surgical to extirpate in the main board. So there is okay. Nah. Do we just find it here? Okay, so we want to go one at a time here. If this is Living End, I want to catch it first. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna hit you with this first. It is. There ain't no way. I'm 18 cards deep and I haven't. I'm 18 cards deep and okay. Nah. Okay, well, alright. That's fine. Okay. Island. Swamp? Swamp. Because then if I don't need to pay for life if I don't need to. Okay. 21 cards. 24. 27 cards deep and I can't find a Living End? Is this a joke? Is this a meme? Is this the funnies? Nah, there's like literally 2 in my opponent's hand. There's no other logical way. There is no other statistically logical way that I have milled out half of their deck. And nah. Like, look, I know they're only playing 3 copies. I understand that the chances of me finding Living End is a lot shorter. But come on now. Okay. Nah, no, there's no way I've milled over 34 card. Okay. All right, so okay. I don't know. Okay. I have 6 more cards. If I mill over 40 cards from my opponent's deck and I do not find a single Living End right now, I understand that I am just milling them right now and that they could pretty much just win with Living End next turn, but that's not the point. That is not. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. So we're not going to do it now. We're going to do it next turn because main board, their only answers are Force of Negation. So we want to do it on their upkeep here. Make sure I have these stops put in. I always forget. Okay. I don't want, like, I don't necessarily, yeah, all right, let's surgical. Hit the living end. Woo! Look at how far I had to go. Look at how far your boy had to go just to find one living end. There was literally all copies of living end left in their deck. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, good. The fact that we actually got there. Yo, the living end matchup honestly always constantly has me on edge. Truly, like constantly on edge. Anyway. All of these coming in. No, come on. No, come back here. Put these here. Put these here. Where are the Soul God Lanterns? Okay, so anyway, this matchup, take out the Fatal Pushes. Take out the Visions. And then take out 2 Tashas. So you keep Drown in my opinion. In my opinion, you keep Drowns in because it actually counters Living End. Your biggest problem is Living End. Your problem isn't your secondary problem is when they start hard casting things, right? But at that point, you may just choose to not activate Ashiok, right? Like you may just choose not to use this stuff and then slowly mill through and get those options going. But your first problem is countering Living End. Remember that Living End is 0 CMC. So Drown in the Loch can counter it at any point. So that's your number 1 priority. After that, you can worry about where your drowns are. If that happens, that's variance. But like the goal is you need to counter the combo at its first state. And then after that, you're worrying about the secondary game plan. It's actually pretty damn reasonable out of this deck. And hopefully we can mill over the Foundation Breakers and anything that else they might have for Ensnaring Bridge. But an Ensnaring Bridge off the rip is pretty sweet. And, okay, so there's a lot going on here. If you look at what this hand is doing, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is the only bad card here. And it's a 1-of. Ruin Crab gets us going. It helps us feed our yard. So if you find an extirpate, great, we can nab it. Crypt Incursion, once we get to 3 mana, slaps. Crypt Incursion, absolute knockout. We can do it in response. And then Flusterstorm, great. They're only going to have Force of Negation. So if they tap out on 3 on our turn, we Flusterstorm them. It's not happening. We get a copy of Living End in the graveyard, and then with our Surgical Extirpate that we might have in our hand or draw, we take it from there. There's a lot of positive things here. And again, as I was mentioning, the Ensnaring Bridge, if we get rid of the Foundation Breakers, that could be pretty damn good. So this hand is the cheese. This hand is the cheese right here. Let me tell you. This hand is something beautiful. This hand is something beautiful. Let's see what we can make happen. So they mulled once. Nice to see. See what we can get. Okay, 3rd land is big. I actually should take these stops off because I always freak out when I gotta do something very specifically. Like, come on, y'all ought to be watching the channel. Y'all know how it is. But let's see what we can get going. Okay, so they're just gonna like cycle. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pass through. So next turn, it's going to be Polluted Delta into a Flusterstorm, and then on their turn, they'll go off type of thing. So let's see what we can do here. All right, Far From Mythic. We have a lot, like there's so much going for us here, truly. Like I'm going to get, like, the goal here is to get, we milled over a Living End, so don't need to protect anything just yet. But the goal is to probably just get an Ensnaring Bridge down. Truly. Once we get the Ensnaring Bridge down, actually, not even. It's probably just hold up Crypt and go like in response or something. The problem is after that, I mean, I don't know. Truly, I'm not sure. Yeah, they're gonna attempt to go off on our turn here. Yeah. So we will do this. Yep. Mill more creatures, and they will cascade in response to that. I mean, we milled over a copy of Living End. Can we get them to use a spell that cascades into a Living End here, and then potentially mill over the third copy of Living End? That's a possibility too. Okay. Or that. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna Endurance, sure. How do they use the triggers here? Let's see how they use the triggers. Oh, no, sorry. They're actually just hard casting it. Okay. So in that case, I will use this. I will see if you have a force. I'll see if you just have a force. Endurance plus the force backup. Wow. Double endurance. Okay. Sure. That's completely fine. That is completely fine. So that's two modes of resources that are gone, and that's completely fine with me. Okay, so next turn we go kind of land ensnaring bridge, hold up fluster type of thing, and get that to go from excuse me, get to go from there. Yep, shuffle yourself. So I'm wondering if I was a little too greedy on that play. Potentially, I still should have just held up the Flusterstorm, but yeah, no blocks from me. I'm happy to take 3. No blocks from me. I'm very happy to take 3 here. So, I mean, because I gained 3 off that one crypt. So let's go with, yeah. So here. Play the Ensnaring Bridge. They're probably pretty mad to see this, like this Ensnaring Bridge. Let's see if they have like the hard counter. If they do, yeah. So I'm definitely gonna Flusterstorm this. Definitely gonna fluster this. Yep. Same targets. Same targets. Yep, so Ensnaring Bridge resolves. I'm at 3 cards in hand. That's perfect. They got me one less card in hand. That's really great because Flusterstorm could very well just be dead for a couple of turns here. So that is fantastic. Next turn, we're going to go Field of Ruin into Ashiok. Like, they're going to get one more swing in here. And then we're really off the races at that point. So, okay. And at that point, they need to find kind of like Foundation Breaker. That's fine. You cascade into whatever you need to do. You bring your creatures in. They're not that great either, right? Like, that's fine. That's fine. These are not that great. Top 3 cards of your library does not matter because I'm just gonna Ashiok. That's fine. The hardest thing here is gonna be the Shardless Agent. So I have to see what I draw here. The hardest thing here is gonna be the Shardless Agent. Hopefully I can draw like an Extirpate. That's not helpful. Okay, so we will play that. Yeah, we'll play that. And then I use 2, I use 3, get 1. Okay, that's fine. Do I want to expose my Ashiok to that? Probably not. I don't need to. It's the same thing. Like, I just get down to 3. They can't attack. I just don't want the Shardless Agent attacking my Ashiok, so I just might as well get as many ticks off of it as I can, right? Like, I play Ashiok -1 here. They go to it goes to 4. Shardless swings into it, goes to 2, right? So that's fine. Sure. So I didn't even exile that much. I think I only exiled like 7 cards. Yeah, truly not that much. Okay. So play Ashiok here, 1, 2, and then I gotta play a blue. That's fine. you have the forest, then sure. Sure. I'm just low on things, so that's perfectly fine. So at this point, nothing can attack. I'm just trying to thin out my deck here a little bit. Get out my lands. That's fine. So I'm at 1. So at this point, like they have something, right? Like they have access to something that can get rid of it. So that's going to be the scary thing here. So we will keep things simple. Just keep field ruining their lands. Like I don't need them for like archive trap or anything. That's fine. We will cast this. Yep. And then hopefully there's like nothing here that enters the battlefield. And yeah. Okay. Okay, pass through. Because the biggest thing that we need to worry about right now is, so 1 living end. Actually, wait, all 3 living ends are in the yard. Oh, word. Okay, so the scariest thing is, okay, so they just continue. So I was just gonna say, the scariest thing here is if they endurance to shuffle everything back in, and then there's a foundation breaker in the deck or something, and like, I don't know, we like milled over, they living end, they get the foundation breaker back. I don't know. We're kind of just feeding into their plan. Regardless, we won. Fluster Storm's an amazing magic card, but hey, clearly Ensnaring Bridge and when you got the cheese, when you got all the components you need for living end, sometimes the matchup just falls, but that's just magic. That's just magic.